Topic 6, Lesson 3, Divide Fractions. The rule in symbols. If you have the fraction a over b divided by c over d, remember the first fraction or number stays the same. Change division to multiplication. Take the reciprocal of the second number or fraction. So a over b divided by c over d becomes a over b times d over c. And then just multiply. So a times d gives us our numerator. B times C gives us our denominator, and then simplify if possible. Several examples for you. You need to copy at least 3 of these examples into your notebook. So first example, we have 10/19 divided by 5 over 38. 10/19 stays the same. 5 over 38 becomes 38 over 5. Remember to change your division to multiplication. You should do those two things at the same time. Becomes multiplication, take the reciprocal in the same step. I see that I can cancel my 19 with my 38. 19 becomes 1, 38 becomes 2. Cancel my 10 with my 5. 10 becomes 2, 5 becomes 1. Now I multiply numerators. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And that is the same as the whole number 4. Next example. I have my problem, 4/5 divided by 5. I'm going to make that 5 into a fraction. I'm going to force it to be a fraction right from the start. So put it over 1. So 4/5 divided by 5 over 1. Keep my first fraction the same. Change my division to multiplication. 5 over 1 becomes 1 over 5. I can't cancel anything. The 5s are both in the denominator, so they have to stay there. So 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 5 is 25. My answer is 4/25. Last example on this sheet. 7/8 divided by 3/8. Keep the first fraction the same. Change my division to multiplication. 3/8 becomes 8/3. I can cancel my 8s. So 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. 7/3 is the same as 2 wholes and 1/3. So the answer to this problem is 2 and 1/3. Additional examples. 4/5 divided by 5/8. First fraction stays the same. Division becomes multiplication. 5/8 becomes 8 over 5. I can't cancel the 4 and the 8 because they're both numerators. I cannot cancel the 5 and the 5 because they're both denominators. So I have to just multiply everything. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 5 is 25. So I have 32 over 25. That is the same as 1 whole, 1 group of 25 with 7 left over. So 1 and 7/25. Last example. 5/14 divided by 4/7. Keep the first fraction the same. Division becomes multiplication. 4/7 becomes 7/4 because I'm taking the reciprocal. I can cancel my 14 with my 7. So the 7 becomes 1, the 14 becomes 2. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. My answer to that problem is 5/8. You should have 3 of those examples written in your notes. If you do not, go back and choose 3 to copy into your notes. Now some word problems. Here they want us to create some story problems to go with the division problem that they give us. So the first one they give us is 2/3 divided by 3/4. They want a story problem to go with that. Remember, the first number is how much you have. So let's say I have 2/3 of a cup of yogurt. And a serving of yogurt is 3/4 of a cup. Well, 2/3 is less than 3/4, so that means I have less than 1 serving. So my answer is going to be less than 1. So this is how much I have. This is how big the group is, and my group is going to be less than a whole group. So I have 2/3 of a cup of yogurt. Serving is 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. How many servings do I have? How many groups am I making? So 2/3 divided by 3/4. First number stays the same, reciprocal of the second one. I get 8/9. That makes sense. 8/9 is just less than 1. I have 8/9 of a serving, or a little less than 1 serving of yogurt. That makes sense since my 2/3 is just a little bit smaller than my 3/4. Always a good idea to double check your answer by multiplying. So I know that if I take 8/9 and multiply it by 3/4, I should get my 2/3 back. Double check that, make sure that's right. So pause it and try multiplying. See if you get the dividend back when you take the quotient and the divisor and multiply those two together. Another example of a word problem. last one. So, create a story problem 4. 3/8 divided by 1/2. To practice for a track team, I'll run a half of a mile. When I reach 3/8 of a mile, what portion of the half mile have I run? So this is similar to the last one. My 3/8 is what I have. That's what I've already run. I want to know what part of the one whole, so that 1/2 is my group. That's my one whole unit. I want to know what portion of that unit that I'm running today is my half of a mile. What portion of that is my 3/8? So I'm going to do 3/8 divided by 1/2 to answer my question. 3/8 is how much I have. 1/2 is the size of the group. That's the amount I'm running today. So 3/8 divided by 1/2, I get 3/8 stays the same. Division becomes multiplication. Take the reciprocal of my 1/2, and that's 2/1. I can cancel my 8 and my 2, so this becomes a 4, and this becomes a 1. 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 1 is 4. I have run 3/4 of the half mile. That makes sense, since 3/8 is less than the half, it should be only part of it. I've run 3/4 of the half mile.